run where Andy is doing swordless, and he messes up one of the glitches, and it completely throws off the run.
Oh, yeah, he does it 5 minutes into. He loses EG during the escape, quote-unquote.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, no, that's a very good run. I constantly recommend watching Andy's 2 glitched runs. If you ever want to learn anything about glitched Link to the Past, which is applicable to Randomizer. Oh, very quick map check from Pink Kitty. Wasted no time. If you ever want to learn about glitched runs, they're actually pretty good at showing it off. The old dungeons, as well as the swordless old dungeons, as well as his reverse boss order runs at GDQ. Two of my all-time favorite runs. And Berna.
Don't get your wish, Zelnus. Sorry about it.
Yeah, Berna's close enough.
It's night and day. I would say Berna's one of the easier things to do this with.
But in the amount of people who get mad at it, it's like the easiest start by far. But people are so hung up on getting bombs before leaving escape. So.
Well, I mean, if you really want bombs, you can use Berna in the uncle's exit room and kill those 2 guys.
Well, yeah, and then
that gives you 2 bomb drops with a full magic refill at the end of it.
If you use both pots on the guards, then you'll have way more than enough Berna.
Yeah, absolutely.
People just don't understand how Berna works, and they waste their magic a lot. The way that you want to explain, you get full magic whenever you pick up the weapon from Uncle, and that actually works in open mode too. If for some reason he has a weapon right now, it's a bug. But if, for example, in open mode, like full randomized on Uncle, he will still fill up your magic. It's just a bug in the, yeah. But yeah, so like even what Pink Kitty did there is close to wasted magic. You want to make sure that you activate Berna like Pink Kitty did there when a guard is moving towards you. So GanonsGoneWild has been starting and stopping his Berna, and every time you are much better off to just use it. There's a startup cost that doesn't deal any damage, but there are like 3 or 4 ticks before it uses the net's damage. So, but yeah, your best bet is actually use 2 pots here if you want to farm bombs, if you're really hung up on farming bombs. Otherwise, if you use 1 pot and you use your Berna, you'll be left with 2 ticks to kill the guy down there.
I'm honestly just being quiet because I think you know more about this than I do.
I'm very bad at this game, but I spend too much time watching it.
Nothing much to say here. We haven't gotten any interesting items from Escape so far. Neither of runners has gotten a bomb drop.
No. For GanonsGoneWild, he will have to pick up extra magic if he wants to farm. Oh, hey! If he kills this guard, he'll probably get it. Yep, there it is. Hey, I love that paths work that way. That's my favorite thing. When you're watching a race like this. Oh, hey, if he does this thing, he'll get a bomb for sure. Because there's actually 2 separate prize packs. The guards and the rats and the snakes are all separate prize packs. So if GanonsGoneWild didn't kill that guard, he wouldn't have gotten a bomb probably. All we need is one bomb. That's all they're looking for. They actually do not care about anything more than that. With the burn and start.
And they're certainly not going to waste magic looking for more bombs.
No. They might actually still need some more magic later on, depending on. Yeah, just damage boosting through is the right option here.
I feel like it seems unlikely they're gonna need to worry about magic anytime soon, or at least until after Kakariko.
GanonsGoneWild at a heart and a half. So he's going to be a little bit careful in the last few rooms here, and with very little magic, he's going to have to pay attention. Yeah, there's the rat. He has to keep an eye out on this trap. That's the worst part, honestly. The rat. Like, if where he goes. If he jukes you and you're low on magic, that's
it's
the
over.
worst.
I think it's over is the right thing to say there.
In Ganon's case, it would have been. And there's a heart drop. It's up to where he needs it. You can get bodied by these rats in these last couple rooms if they want to. Many 6-minute escapes have been ruined by these rats in NMG, just like huddling by doors or knocking into you. Neat little trick though, those bats will never hit you if you hug the left side wall there. Ever. They'll never hit you. They always loop around.
They loop to the right, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be a rat in the way.
No, the rat is what gets you every time. That rat has killed many a sub-6.
Yep.
Oh, PinkKitty's opting not to check Lumberjack. That's pretty normal. There's actually, oh hey, look, 8 bombs. That's perfect. Because we're low on money. We really don't want to spend 50 rupees on bombs right now.
Very, very useful.
It looks like both runners are skipping Lumberjack, actually. So, in the start of Escape, there is actually 2 routes, 3 if you start with Bow. I've seen a few people go straight to Eastern. You can get a lot of information by going north after Escape, but you lose a lot of time doing that. You can pull the tree, find out what's there. You can pull the what else? You can pull the bush crab, find out what he has, and that's actually very important information. And then obviously check Lumberjack. If you go north and don't check Lumberjack, it's actually probably a waste of time anyway. So you should always do that. Okay, and just give us a second.
Flippers and hookshot. Oh, hookshot is and flippers are not one of those items that you really want to see.
I like flippers and hookshot. I mean, if you're forced to go somewhere, you may as well be swamped. There's a lot of items there.
Swamp isn't the issue. Flippers and hookshot very much imply that you're going to need to do Aga, because flippers and hookshot is how you can get to the west side of Hyrule after doing Aga without having a lift upgrade. Like, hookshot, great, wonderful. It puts me on edge. Makes me think that bad things are coming. Hammer's good.
Yeah.
And flute! Wow. That's a big deal. Oh, thank goodness we're back.
Oh, are we?
We might be back. Fortunately, the mainstream isn't having any issues.
And yeah, it looks like a pretty healthy. Oh, we've already got the myths. Torrent chat.
Wait, really?
Torrent chat. They are slightly ahead of us, I think. This is. We definitely have some form of gloves.
I just saw power gloves. I don't think we have mitts already.
I'm just reading chat at this point for my commentary.
I can see the stream. I just
too.
can't see the commentary stream. Red rupee, which PinkKittyRose is going to go ahead and grab. I don't blame her. This is a very poor beginning, and they need money for lots of things. I do like this routing from PinkKittyRose. The immediate flute to check Agina's cave. This is one of those caves that's very, very easy to miss. Whereas GanonsGoneWild, not using the flute he has.
Okay, and we've got it all back. So we definitely have the mitts, we have the flippers, we have the hook shot. And both runners have the same equipment. Did PinkKittyRose not get these items?
No, she did.
Forgot she got these items. Oh, she was going for, I see what they were doing. I see. They wanted money. So, that is actually, you don't even need to, like, be close to that hole. You can actually be, like, very imprecise. Also, you can hookshot into that hole, I believe. I'm not sure if you can hookshot on these things.
I've never tried to hookshot into that hole, but yeah, this is probably the easiest bomb jump in the game.
It's you don't even, you can be like a square behind, I think, as much as a square behind. Yeah, hula hand's a really smart idea. Oh, there's the. See, I was just seeing into the future. There's our gloves.
So how mean a seed does this need to be for it to be Titan's Mitts, Hammer, Aga required?
Well, the Moon Pearl, mainly.
No. Like, Moon Pearl has to be on Pyramid in particular, right?
It could also be the mirror, could be, like, Aga could lock it. We had it the other day where Aga didn't have the Moon Pearl, but Aga was required after, like, really long, convoluted, 35, 40-minute thing. The first runner, though, finished, like, an hour after it hit Dark World, but it was, like, a pretty much absolute full clear of Light World before we even saw Dark World. It was very interesting. Oh, and there's our Moon Pearl. Right from GanonsGoneWild stream, we see it under the bridge.
So this is a very stacked early game. Like, this is a very early all of Dark World already available. They're a fire rod away from being able to access and finish ice. They're a mirror basically away from being able to access and finish Swamp Palace. This is just this is a lot of access really early.
So this is one of those harder seeds. We have a lot of options going in here. And this is kind of V29. So the reason that this happens is because in past versions, the dungeons, for example, Pod has 12 chests in it, but can only contain 6 items. But those chests in Pod would all count as like a location an item could be. So it really made dungeons heavily biased. Also, half magic and hype cave makes pretty good. So this means now that those dungeons, by like a percentage, are less good. But 1% in a game like this can affect a lot, as we've seen in the past. There's been like 1 or 2% adjustments. So as of right now, dungeons are as of right now, dungeons are a little bit better. So remember that they have a flute. Sorry, Overworld's better than dungeons. Lightworld specifically is like a each chest in Lightworld averages to about like 30-ish% chance to have item, I think.
This is all you. This is something I assume you know a lot more about than I do. We're still without a sword, though, so we can't get anywhere with medallions, unfortunately.
But, I mean, finding the medallions, those are sometimes as elusive. Those are like the new ice rod, I feel, sometimes. I've been having a hard time finding the medallions I need. And PinkKittyRose is going to check Zora. Trying to dodge all the lasers. At least that's what it felt like.
Yeah. Wow, her money count went from 0 to like 60 very fast. Went very high.
Different checks. We have access to all of Death Mountain, by the way. That's a big deal.
Well, Old Man isn't in Logic yet. And they don't have a sword, so I don't know how comfy they are with that dark room without a sword.
Well, they have the flute.
Oh yeah, what I'm saying
That's
is...
a lot of items. I'm sure Pin Kitty can do it. I don't know about Ganon. That dark room isn't too bad. And they're going straight to Death Mountain. That is the correct option. Yeah, just gonna hammer to figure out where they are. Yeah, I don't know Den at all, but I'm excited for these people I don't know anything about to jump in and play against people. Because some people may just not be interested in racing or not interested in streaming, and they may just be here streaming because it's a requirement.
Absolutely. The big thing I'm enjoying about this is the just completely different.
Hey, Sanctuary Heart. Sorry, I had to call that out. I'm pretty sure it was Sanctuary Heart.
Yeah, it was definitely Sanctuary Heart.
Yeah.
I could hear.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sanctuary Heart. Anyway, no, but like that's just a completely different route that our two runners are taking. It's giving us just an eyeful of the overworld right now. This is one of those really interesting seeds.
Yeah, this seed, we can access all of Dark World, or most of Dark World, almost all of Death Mountain. We can even do a few dungeons. We're one item away from completing a bunch of dungeons.
The question is, do you want to dip into dungeons, knowing that dungeons have not terrible chance of having items, or do you want to just clear the overworld since so much of it's open to you?
Checking Spheres 1 is very important in this logic, statistically. So check-in things like Eastern is a good play just because it is always considered available to you. But when you're like this, I would probably prioritize Death Mountain and Hera. Or Hera as a pendant. Oh my goodness, these pendants are awful. Also, there's, yeah, you just have so many options. This is tough.
Oh, the Turtle Rock pendant is awful. I would call that amazing, actually.
Not
only that,
until you realize until you realize there's like 6 items locked behind Turtle Rock.
We could have a fire rod in Ganon's tower, though.
We could.
With this setup.
We can. That's actually very interesting. The fire rod could be completely unnecessary, depending on if we find Bombos or not. And that's always quite interesting because that makes a lot of progression rather than just a nice thing.
Both of our runners have the Quake Medallion now,
and we'll find out pretty shortly. Because I'm sure that Pink is going straight to Hera. Because that's without the mirror, you have to do this. You need to check Hera and then go to the Turtle Rock entrance, find out what that is, then go into Dark World because you don't want to get locked out. You want to route this as efficiently as possible because climbing the mountain does take a pretty considerable amount of time.
So would you say it's faster to do Spiral Cave and then go up to Turtle Rock entrance?
Yes. Yeah, no, you know what, it's better to go Spiral Cave and then unless we find Samaria, Spiral Cave, then take walk back up the Dark World side of the mountain.
I think probably it's what I would
say. Just because you definitely don't want to save and quit. Whatever you do, you don't want to save and quit to do more.
No.
So you want to do Hera, which is a good idea. It's completable. It's not a green pendant though, but honestly, it doesn't take too much longer to beat the boss than it does to get here, so you may as well kill it in the off chance. You don't have to climb back up here if it's a pedestal, right? So
yeah, absolutely not.
Although with this setup, what could even be on the pedestal?
Bo could be on the pedestal.
The medallion for
Meyer,
the other medallion, yeah. Not too much though. It's actually one of those kind of weird seeds where like swamp is the bid one that requires a lot of items though. This one's a little weird. It's hard to predict this seed.
Bow, medallion, mirror, boots can be on pedestal, and I think that's it.
That's true.
And boots could be required.
Yeah, and they need an item anyway, but I think it would be correct to kill this guy anyway, because you have to get down to the bottom anyway, and that's actually pretty slow. It's actually probably faster to have killed him first try.
I think we all know that. Generally speaking, it's faster to kill bosses the first time you go to them.
Well, no, I mean, other dungeons it would be faster to death warp, but it's hard to death warp in this dungeon.
Oh, okay.
So, like, to get back to the entrance, it is faster to have killed Moldarm rather than skip it.
Oh, right.
So that was a very bully Trollarm, just like poke, poke.
Moldarm is not easy without a sword.
True.
Like, even if you have hammer.
This is, I'm not gonna lie, this is, you can call swordless Moldarm Trollarm. That is fair. I will keep defending Moldarm's honor and disparage the Lamolus fight for being a billion times worse. But swordless, because he'll just run at you and then push you off the stage. Like that! What? That doesn't even make sense what he did there. Oh no, there's no item. It's in the basement that we can't reach.
Well, at the very least they have this pendant, so if pedestal seed is a thing, PinkKittyRose is going to be glad they finished this. Let's see how Ganon does.
Okay, the lawn walk. And yeah, now we're just kind of doing lawn walks to get very few items, but it's worth it. You wanna be thorough with this. The next time you want to come up here, you want to have it be hey, you want to have it be for Ganon's Tower, honestly.
Yeah.
That's a source. So that'll incentivize them to go back to the Village of Outcasts and Thieves Town.
The big thing that's going to do is, if Turtle Rock is Quake, it's going to allow them to go ahead and open it.
Mm-hmm.
But they would have needed to open Turtle Rock from the top. Open Dark World from Turtle Rock as opposed to from the bottom.
Block. Hooks is always fun. Hey, there's the red cane. We need that for Meyer, so it's not some weird sign for Turtle Rock. Ganon's handling this very well.
Absolutely.
Oh gosh.
Are you okay?
I'm sorry, Ganon.
Caster's curse, man. Looks like Turtle Rock is ether.
Okay, well, we don't have that. Hey, we have a Master Sword, though. Oh yeah, that's all we got from this. But that's actually pretty useful to have, so. Yeah, just grabbing the heart? Why, though? Oh, we're gonna see... We're gonna see an attempt. You actually do this with just Berna. Just walk in with Berna. Well, that was unique.
Wow, PinkKittyRose just showing up here. That is very hard to get past that Lionel without taking any damage.
True. But, again, like I said, with Berna, this is free, essentially. You can actually do this without taking any damage.
Well, yeah. I mean, like, one hit KO is a mode.
Well, no, I mean, like, with just Berna, you can get through that whole thing without taking any damage.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, because in the vanilla game, magic weapons actually refill your magic bar. They don't do it in this, for whatever reason. So, like, when you get Berna from that location, it's basically, like, you can walk back out. That's what it was programmed to do. Because the cape, you can't.
Harry... Go ahead, yeah.
The cape, you can't. The cape is technically the, like, downgraded version of Berna.
I did need to tell Harry Rectum this is not... That is a name. This is not live. We're not live right now. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Yes, we're live. We are live on the morning of the 13th. Happy February 13th, everyone. Friday the 13th. Goodness, it's April.
Oh, hey.
We have a scary seed for you.
Okay, Pink Kitty's doing Pendant Skull Woods, but it doesn't really matter that this is a pendant or not.
It's not as much of a just fantastic a move as it was a few versions ago, but it's still a good move to go ahead and dip here.
Well, I mean, it's no different. It's just a cave. It's just a cave that's in this area. It happens to be labeled a dungeon. Nothing though in this first half. And just another small tease. So most of the things are locked behind the back. The shovel is a nice addition. Okay, and we're moving along. Gonna see Thieves Town, I'm sure, momentarily. Ether just getting the chick from GanonsGoneWild as well.
Yep.
We also haven't seen Meyer area. We can actually complete Meyer if it's Quake. Not sure if you want to do that without the lamp, but it's a thing you can try.
Or trying to do Vitruvius with just Master
Hey,
Sword.
the book! That's an interesting find. Because we don't have the mirror yet, so Desert might be required via book.
Certainly be interesting. We do know Desert Ledge isn't required. PinkKittyRose did us a favor and went ahead and checked that already. A very nice full magic drop there. Going to allow a very easy blind fight with this Cane of Burna. Not that PinkKittyRose needs an easy blind fight. I feel like she could do this with 2 hearts and a fighter's sword.
But yeah, we're GanonsGoneWild. Oh yeah, they were just right behind each other. Where did GanonsGoneWild get half magic? I completely missed that.
I have no idea where he's been that PinkKittyRose hasn't been, honestly. I feel like they've been following each other all day. He might have checked bombable hut, whereas PinkKittyRose I think went
Oh, that's possible.
directly into Thieves Town.
And yeah, so moving along. Yeah, it's apparently Hype Cave.
So what are we looking for at this point? Well, I think if you're either of these runners, like, you really want to find that lamp, because I don't know about you, but I am not a fan of the dark rooms in Mire. And it's feeling like that might be our next move. At the very least, go into the Mire area to check.
Yeah, the Mire area would definitely be a check. I recently learned how to do that dark room. It's so hard, and but man, the Mire dark room is a way to separate yourself.
Like, I can do it. It's just, it's not easy, and it's not fun.
But man, if it's Quake, that's probably where to go. Like Mire itself, so completing the dungeon too is probably a good idea.
It looks like the Thieves Town big chest has the small key in it. Based on the fact that PinkKittyRose skipped it and never got another small key. That was a new thing added. Was it version 27? Maybe 28? GanonsGoneWild gonna have a slightly harder blind fight, solely because of where his health's at, but with half magic and Cane of Burna,
I was about to say, no, he has half magic and Cane of Burna. The fight is easier.
Well, the thing is that Cane of Burna lags a screen, so you have to, like, if you want to go fast, you have to sort of...
True. And if you know what you're doing, you'll never take damage in that fight, ever. There's a way to do it perfectly every time.
Yeah.
Also, she never did hot? Well, that is anything? I thought you already did the bottle vendor. My bad. It's a bottle, though, so that's nice. Getting a bottle.
You mean Sick
Get
Kid?
a bottle for your bottle. Yeah.
I don't remember what Bottle Vendor was, but Sick Kid. Does GanonsGoneWild know that Cane of Burna makes this fight easy?
Yes? He did. He used it. He just didn't want to use it for the same reasons you... Oh, that's the fire rod. Right. Okay. We didn't need that, though. But that's actually unfortunate to find. Although we might need it for Hera. We also... Actually, wait. We need it for Mire. You need it to just, like, be able to finish Mire. So, that's nice. Filling up the bottles.
I mean, PinkKittyRose has stacks on stacks and stacks of money right now. Oh, Fire Rod opens up Ice Palace. I completely forgot about that. And I'm sure PinkKittyRose would much prefer to do Ice Palace over Mire.
Yeah, no, this is a much better play. This is a crystal.
I wish I'd thought of it. This is why PinkKittyRose constantly beats me in races. Always thinking of the good plays.
I'm surprised. I love doing Ice Palace, so I'm surprised I didn't think of it.
So, Ganon's
Quaking, though, I love it.
Yeah. So GanonsGoneWild went into the Mire area, saw that he could do Mire, and didn't jump in there. That's a little weird to me.
Probably lack of lamp. The lamp can be there, though.
He might have realized that he can get into Desert Palace and would prefer to do that.
At least we'll find out if boots are required here.
Yeah. I mean, it does make sense to do basically everything but Mire right this moment.
Pretty much. The bow would be one of the bigger open-end things. It would let us do full clear 2 dungeons in a row.
Bow would put us in damn near go mode. It would be bow and mirrors. All we're
that's
missing,
why I
really.
like watching Ice Palace and doing Ice Palace. That bomb jump's so cool.
It's a really cool bomb jump.
It is. The whole dungeon is very cool when done properly.
It's cool vanilla. It's just infuriating as heck.
The dungeon's cool to look at. The dungeon's cool. The enemies are cool.
Of course it's cool.
You ruined it. I was gonna keep going with saying cool over and over again. You just had to point out that it was a pun.
I'm sorry. I'm a life ruiner. I ruin lives.
PinkKitty going back up, just got the small key before dropping down. Usually to play. Cool drop there by the jelly, giving a heart. No powder to get a cool fairy there. That's not a cool heart because it's not Saint Heart.
Chance of Spinies. The answer to your question, can boots be on Land Molus if Desert isn't boots locked? I believe the answer to your question is yes.
Oh, of course it can. The only... Boots don't lock very much. Okay, and gonna do the other Ice Palace bomb jump, it looks like. Oh no, actually, never mind. Oh no, gotta go back here first.
They have hookshot. They don't need to do the other.
I realized that too. Yeah. Nope. No, they don't. Chest should be there when they go back. Oh! Just so everyone knows, for the people who are using commands, our names are identical to the ones that are used on screen. So, but if you like what you see, you should be only caring about the runners. They are the ones who Zork. Also, triggering that. Freezer. Freezers are terrifying. They deal a lot of health damage.
Yeah. Yeah. Freezers are a very Friday the 13th monster. PinkKittyRose is, of course, the hero in this, in this horror movie, because she's killing everything.
Missing a shot almost. Woo. Oh, okay. That Master is hard.
Still, PinkKittyRose making.
Wow, nothing from that dungeon. Nothing. That's crazy.
I think the only thing we got from that dungeon was the fact that the game expects you to have Cane of Samaria by now, which of course it does. I mean, they have it. Because if Cold Stare has a small key, the game doesn't expect you to do the game vanilla. It expects you to do it with the cane.
Also, Ice Palace is one of the rare exceptions of the dungeon. Could expect you to either mirror or beat Cold Stare before completing the rest of the dungeon. It's the only dungeon that I believe can be like that. Ice Palace is a very strange dungeon, logically. Probably the weirdest one. Not the most difficult to keep from lock-in, because it's so open.
That one's definitely
but that one's definitely pod. Ask the developers. They will. I remember when I had the pleasure of doing a commentary with Desurect, who is the original creator. Oh, didn't actually kill the other one. Was the original creator of this and the Super Metroid item randomizers, and he still works on the latter. But he said even when they started making this, pod was the hardest, so it's just always been the worst.
And our runner's just doing whatever the other one.
The other one did,
yeah.
There isn't many options left right now. They're gonna have to go to Eastern and such. So honestly, when you have Cane of Samaria, if you're not comfortable with the bomb jump, don't do it. Just do the dungeon, go grab the chest, and then use Samaria.
It's actually
That's
faster.
my recommendation.
It's actually faster not to do the bomb jump if you have Cane and plan to do the whole dungeon.
Yes, I believe that's true. Unless you're very experienced with the route in here, it's still slower. But yes, you are correct in that if you are planning to full clear anyway, you should just ignore the bomb jump if you don't think you can do it quickly. I think first try it's probably still faster though.
Did PinkKittyRose ever actually turn in her shovel?
No. That's like one of her only things different, is that she went to Skullwoods. Nope. I know that it is very strange for a match at 1:30 to be live, but it is today. That's gonna, if you look at the schedule, if you are European or I guess Asian, because Asian time
we're
should
in
be right
we're
now,
in the middle of the
time.
day, yeah.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the day going into prime time. Speed Demon has quite a few late night races going on from now until Sunday, or I guess today and tomorrow, and Saturday, we'll have races as late as 3 a.m. Very good strat from Pink Kitty.
Incredibly clean landmo kill. So, PinkKittyRose, what else does she have available to her other than Meyer?
Well, EP, Shovel, Meyer, Pod.
But Meyer's the only one she can full clear, right?
Yep, but depends on... even top players don't want to do Meyer Dark Room. Some people do, but not everyone. That one's the hard one. That's the one that causes problems.
Yeah, it's hard, but I believe she can do it. I just don't know that she wants to.
Depends on how quickly. It is a race, and again, we don't know anything about GanonsGoneWild, and he's playing pretty well. So, obviously, Pink Kitty, if Pink Kitty went into this completely blind on their opponent, she could be thinking to herself, man, I actually don't know, this guy could be like TGH level and just doesn't stream. So maybe I do gotta make these bigger plays.
She's at the very least going to check what the medallion is and get these 2 chests here. But I think, given where Pink Kitty is and where GanonsGoneWild was, that we're probably going to see a Meyer dip here.
Hey, well, we are going to see Meyer. Okay, and pretty clean Meyer 2, which is the name of that Wizard room. Okay. We want to see some progression here. The bow here would be the best case scenario. It would
I think
also
bow and lamp would probably be best case scenario.
bow and mirror are all we need for Goma, technically. Oh, hey, lamp.
I understand, but lamp makes this particular dungeon much faster.
Where's Pink Kitty going? Did Pink Kitty already get both items? And the bit key? That doesn't seem right.
Well, she's only open.
Are they gambling?
Locations, so.
Are they gambling that Vitreous is the next item? Because that would be pretty crazy. And you know what? There might be some logic into this play. I like it. I like it.
It's so crazy, it just might work.
It is not faster, But if it is the other item, then holy crap. Oh, Ganon died to Cold Stare, which is the worst death, unfortunately. But also Master Sword Cold is really, really hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and GanonsGoneWild didn't even fill out a thing for us to read about him. So like, we have no information about him at all, or them. We don't even know. As good move.
Yeah, it's definitely the right move to jump out of there at this point, I think.
And then potion in. Just be safe on Vitreous, because Vitreous is going to take a very long time with the current equipment. Vitreous is a really slow boss. He has, I think it's like 120 health.
That's like an RPG boss. I think actually Vitreous is the closest thing this game has to an RPG boss. Now that I think about it.
Multiple phases.
Just sort of sit there.
Yeah. Yeah, only thing that survives only thing other than Ganon that survives multiple silver arrows, if they that are vulnerable to them.
Trying to think of a circumstance where you're wrong, and I'm not seeing it. I think you're right. They are the only boss that, if silver arrows do any damage, doesn't immediately kill them. However, looks like we are getting a redip into here. However, that first room is just the difference in difficulty of that first Wizrobe room when you're at full hearts versus when you're not at full hearts is night and day, really.
Oh wow, this was a loaded dungeon. Whoa.
Wow.
Okay, so now it's more efficient to have done the boss with Mirror being the other item. Wow. Gonna go straight to Swamp. That is the correct play.
And Swamp Bow is gonna be go mode.
Yeah, go mode. And there isn't too much left. The worst case scenario is we find Ether. That's the worst case scenario right now. With our current equipment, it would put Bo most likely at Turtle Rock. But even with that knowledge, I think that after Swamp, no matter what, the next location we're going is Pod with that mirror.
Absolutely. Yeah. Pod is just so much easier to do with mirror. So technically, if we get Bow, we'll be in foe mode.
No, we're in go mode. It's a 1 in 22. It's probably safe to assume that you should skip. That's just, you'll probably pick up a few in Eastern, a few in Pod looking for the big key, and then GT. But in this case, we're looking at
as soon as we find Bow, we're in go mode. Yes.
Yeah. We might even pick up a few if it's early enough here. We'll probably pick up a few chests here as well. Pink Kitty, based on her previous plays, is probably going to skip left side at first, but we'll do it if they don't find Bo on the way to Vitreous, is my prediction.
That seems reasonable. That seems...
They're going to, for now, skip the other side. They're going to grab the key, do the boss. If they don't find Bo in those chests on the way to the boss, go and leave.
GanonsGoneWild taking a death. Unfortunate death. To be fair, he got to...
It's not a requirement to do that boss by any chance, especially with what we know now. With Lamp and Meyer is a bit mean on this seed, honestly. But it's convenient. So like opening your first chest at Turtle Rock and finding the torch and being like, oh, my torch. Actually, I think the best one is Pod. Pod in the room with the turtles. It's just like, yep, hey, I was right. She's gonna do this first and then come back.
How does it feel to be right on the internet, Zelnus? I do not know this feeling.
I know this all the time. You can't be wrong if you never admit it. Moving on to the chest down here. Bo in these chests would be... Oh! GanonsGoneWild going for here. Hopefully he knows at least these dark rooms then. If he finds the bow here, because that would put him at a pretty good advantage.
It did put him at a slight advantage. I do think PinkKittyRose, like you said, is going to be going directly to Pod from here.
Probably. I'm expecting that he's a bit worried about Meyer without the lamp. It's kind of one of those things you don't want to do. And this fight is always a little annoying. It's really hard to do the double, but some people make the double hook shot look easy, and it is not.
Those little eyeballs just get totally in the way. Basically, no matter what you're trying to do.
Not too bad of a fight. Switching to the fire rod. Try to get in some extra damage. I have to go back for 3 items.
They would have had to go back anyway, so this routing not actually super punishing to PinkKittyRose, at least not as much as it normally would be.
Okay, and GanonsGoneWild doing some dark rooms. If it's a checkerboard, that's gonna... Holy PinkKitty goes back there. PinkKitty is definitely, like, seeming to just be doing dungeons. Just because it is the correct play, I think, right now. Oh. So TR is open now with the Ether Medallion.
Definitely not what Pink Kitty wanted to see.
No, it's GanonsGoneWild got it.
Oh, GanonsGoneWild got it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, having a hard time
okay.
keeping up.
So it's interesting that does completely open up Turtle Rock for having the bow. Now where is he going? We haven't seen Catfish or Pyramid, have we?
No, we have not. No, we've seen Pyramid. I'm pretty sure Pink Kitty went by Pyramid, but I might be wrong. I just came off of a commentary and I'm probably mixing up games. So that was nothing in Swamp? Is that correct?
That was nothing in Swamp. So that's another dud. We have a bunch of locations to check though for Pink Kitty.
So probably Hype Cave into Fat Fairy from here? Into Pod? Oh, Hype Cave was half magic.
Wow, I didn't. Can we actually do Fat Fairy? Holy crap! That's wow! I haven't seen a Fat Fairy play in a while. This could actually be it. This is super efficient from Pink Kitty.
She is all about that efficiency.
Lucked out that there's no actual progression at height. Unfortunately, at this point, there isn't too much use for the half magic other than maybe some fast strats during Ganon if you really want to speed up. Half magic's going to help, especially since currently we're silverless. Silverless Master Sword, even.
Yeah, this is going to be a treat.
Oh, Ganon's is going to Turtle Rock?
It's open for him.
This is not the right play, though. I wouldn't want to do this without the mirror already. But,
I mean,
you know what? Whatever
all
works.
it has to be is the bow, and it will pay off.
That's true. Especially if Pink Kitty goes to Pod. And the mushroom, which you can do on the way to... This routing is working out so well for Pink Kitty right now.
Yeah. It's like the seed was made for her in particular. Just all of her plays are being rewarded.
Also gonna do some things over here with the flippers. This is perfectly fine to grab this check right here. That bee is annoying. Okay, So nothing yet. We will... Wonder if she will hand in. Will she consider the fake powder play? And we also haven't seen Purple Chest or Bombos Tablet. So there's so many plays. Oh, not handed in the mushroom. Gonna save it for the fake flip, I think.
This does make a lot of sense. She can, if there's nothing in Pod and nothing in Eastern Palace, she can go ahead and finish Dark Southwest Dark World, south of Village of Outcast, do the fake powder trick, and then immediately flute over and turn in that mushroom. Ganon taking another death in Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm.
Was that intentional? Was he at the end of the fireside?
I'm not sure. I didn't catch it, but we are actually handling the mushroom. Oh my gosh! We're in go mode.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa. That was Fat Fairy required.
Oh, that is not good for GanonsGoneWild. It looks like that. I'm looking at the restream. It looks like it was an intentional death there. But yeah, this is PinkKittyRose's to lose at this point.
Oh, this is probably going to be a little bit of a blow, but that's just PinkKittyRose's routing just worked out spectacularly.
It's not just her routing, like her execution, specifically the knowledge that she could finish Meyer without the lantern if she needed to. The fact that she didn't need to, it still means that like she was prepared to do it. And the execution's not over yet. If we don't get another sword upgrade and we don't get silver, she's going to have to do the hardest way to do Ganon in this game.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of chests between here and Ganon at this point. With half magic, it's a lot easier. But we will see.
It's a good thing she didn't dip in here. Like,
Bow-locked pod. Interesting. So the C wasn't ever going to be very bad. I mean, it's Ganon until it's GanonsGoneWild. But his routing has just led him down rabbit holes, while hers just one after the other just like went to Meyer to gamble, was going to do the dark room, committed to it, got rewarded with the lamp, then got rewarded with the mirror. The mirror led her to do Swamp, which routed well into doing
Fat Fairy,
which led her to the mushroom, which gave her the mushroom, which gave her the bow. So it's just like that one gamble paid off so well and just kind of chained.
It was one gamble that paid off, I think, 3 times.
Essentially, yeah. No, Swamp, full clear Swamp gave nothing, but the routing just worked out very well. Okay, so we're gonna see What GanonsGoneWild finds here? He might find both swords. That'll be interesting. We might get some information on silvers and other swords here, which is interesting in and of itself.
I think GanonsGoneWild got lost in the cane maze.
Gotta do the hammering up to. I mean, full turn pod. If you get go mode this early, do you check if you have your chest, or do you really think, what if my opponent? What if? Oh, and he's gonna do all this. He's not gonna get. He doesn't have Mire completion.
He needs to go to Mire, and I think that's just the one thing he really does not and feels like he cannot do, and that's very unfortunate.
Okay.
Is it going to be the last place that PinkKittyRose looks where this big key is going to be?
Well, that worked out. Okay, and moving on into Helmasaur. GanonsGoneWild is gonna do pod as well. I feel for him, but he's gonna get booted out at least. Yeah, he's gonna at least get booted out. Now, does he have a potion? Is he gonna do the potion thing to get past it? If so, well, oh, lost Kiki. Okay, and very clean hammer room, turtle room.
Like, I know most people say that the worst room to do dark is the is in Mire, but that turtle room.
There is some ways where you can kind of get your way through that room. If you just kind of stand still, they always come towards you eventually. I don't know. It takes me a while, but I don't think I've ever died in that room. I have in Mire.
The problem is that the Mire, in Mire, in my experience, I'm able to stop, think, figure out where I am, figure out what I need to do. You don't have time to do it in that room. The turtles are coming for you.
The thing is that that room and Aegis Tower, which chat keeps talking about, can both be done if you know where the fire rod spots are, as long as you have the fire rod. Turtle room without fire rod is a little bit harder, but like I said, you can actually just kind of wait it out, and the turtles come for you, and you can look for it.
And the other thing about Aga Tower is it comes up so rarely. I would say like Dark Pod and Dark Misery Mire come out probably around the same amount of times, whereas Dark Aga Tower maybe comes up really about 1 in every 100 seeds. If you need to do Aga's Tower, the game tends to beat you over the head with it. From my experience. Looks like Ganon's finally going to Mire. It's gonna get him back on track.
Yeah, this Mire's gonna feel really good for him.
So I've gone into Ganon's Tower without boots before, and last time I did, and I think basically every time I've done it, I've done Dark Magician stretch solely so I can get to see that torch as fast as possible.
Yeah, I sometimes do right side to ice armors, and the last 2 times I did, the GT Bitty was on the torch, and I was just like, oh, wow, okay. Yeah, Dark Magician is another good one. Dark Magician then right side to ice armors is a great strat. You only lose if it's on the other chests, the rando room and the chest to rando room.
It's an anti-meta strat. If you think the race is close, you can Dark Magician, and you can even, while you're doing that, grab a tile room if you think it's possible that the race is going to be very close, if you think that's going to get you a huge advantage. I have seen people go directly to tile room and like win races they should have lost because of it. Should have lost. Win races they were going to lose if they hadn't. To answer your question, Song Leaves, I do not believe so. You have so many extra small keys in Ganon's Tower. I don't think, no matter what way you route the dungeon, I don't know that it's possible to run out of small keys if you check every chest.
Yeah. You can't really run out of keys just because the dungeon has enough keys, but you can waste a key and then have to do tile room.
Yeah, if you open the door separating left and right side, you can definitely waste a key.
That will usually require a full clear. PinkKitty having some issues with this mimic.
Oh my goodness. This is my favorite boss to do vanilla, just simply because it's just so fast.
Oh, the boots! On the way! Oh, how kind that is.
Wow. Wow.
Well, unfortunately for Ganon, at this point there is no real way to get away with that. So previously, up until this point, he had a chance that the boots would completely troll PinkKitty. He would end up finding them somewhere. But no, that's not today. That day is not today. So I'm pretty positive that GanonsGoneWild has the lamp. If he doesn't, I'm very surprised they didn't do. So he's at 2 HP though. I hope he has some health or finds an anti-fairy, of which there are plenty. Oh yes. Yeah, he has the lamp because he opened that spike chest.
Oh goodness, forgot to do the thing.
That's fine. It's the GTB game. I think everybody knows how to do it. It's 2 a.m. in the morning for me. It's fine that we missed this. We're about to see PinkKittyRose did a sub 140.
It's pretty spectacular, especially on this seed of all things. Ganon's Tower has 1 to 22 chests. Which one is it? It's 17 for me. What do you think?
I would say 22, so I can see all of GT.
If it's 22, it's also a pretty good chance that PinkKittyRose doesn't do Master Sword Silverless. And I like, as much as I know she probably doesn't want to do that, I would very much enjoy watching it.
Okay, and with that, we are entering GT.
PinkKittyRose finds a key, which gives her a ticket to ride here. Into the right side.
Hey, so since it is 2 a.m. and I didn't do my pumping explanation at the start, I'm gonna do my GT route explanation because that's always fun and educational. There are a few ways to do Ganon's Tower. The main ways is the original way, which is based on the NMG route. It's what everybody did in the fall. Most of the top runners happen to be missed the thin there. Happen to be NMG runners. So left side is what most of them do because that's what they're used to. It also keeps their muscle memory in check for if they go back to NMG. On top of that, there is left side where you check the first 2 chests on the right because they're right there, and then you just go all the way to Ice Armos. Sometimes right side will just go to this chest, to this key right here. There's a key just under the spot. Sometimes they'll go all the way to Ice Armos. It depends on your preference if you're good at the double firebar room. There's also a kind of road strat pioneered by Mr. Dark Magician, one of the Randomizer tournament admins. He goes to the Dark Magician room first because checking those 4 chests and the torch quickly is a good thing. You also don't have to kill the Stealthos, which is not an insignificant amount of time saved.
The big thing the Dark Magician strat does for you is if your opponent's doing the quote-unquote meta strat where they go right side all the way until they can't find a key, and then go complete left side, and the big key is behind Ice Armos, you will save time.
Nope. The only strat that's the strat that wins to Ice Armos is left side strat, which is why most people do it, because it does cover the most amount of chests, but it doesn't check them as quickly. The fastest strat is definitely left, but you check those 10 chests a little bit faster than aside. It really doesn't matter. It's whatever you want, whatever you prefer. It also depends on the items you have and how good you are at the rooms. Because if you're not very good at the torch room on the right side, you're probably better off just doing left side every time. If you can't do that room consistently, quickly. Also, I mean, if you don't have fire rod, you can't do that room. So GanonsGoneWild here, has two options, and one of them could lead them to could lead this to be far less of a time difference, and they are going to swamp, so they will be full clearing. And there's the silvers, we found them, and the tempered. Wow, this went from low percent to NMG in like, or to easy. This went from low percent to super easy really fast. Wowza.
I have to say I'm sad.
I'm not. That would have ruined their sub 140 possibly. I don't know what PinkKittyRose's comfort. They must be so happy right now.
No, I understand. I understand that PinkKittyRose probably is happy that they have tempered sword and silvers, but I was really excited to see Master Sword Solos coming up.
This is also gonna help Ice Armos. And where's Big T gonna be today? Is it gonna be in its vanilla room? Not chest, but it just wanted to move over a little bit.
Well, I mean, at this point it's all over, but the crying.
Yeah, 21, that's interesting.
That's the, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Yes! Chest, I call it. Whatever chest you were hoping to God it would be, just so that you didn't have to do Child Worm.
I do find it funny that of all the supporters wanted a really, really fast GT.
I mean, I wanted a fast CG too. She would have skipped the silvers and Master Sword.
If you want to, if you do want to be included in the leaderboard for the Destiny, all you have to do is subscribe to any speed gaming channel, or donate 250 bits to any speed gaming channel. And I believe it's cumulative, so you can, if you felt like it, donate like, I think you could donate 50 to each of the active channels. And you get a badge in each one. It's just a tier 1 badge, but it's a badge. And then you can be on there. I don't know how gifting works for that at all. So, I don't know how, if you're gifted a sub, how that works. But, you know.
Very, very,
on up.
very
That was also
clean.
an extremely clean climb up Ganon's Tower. We are now in the magic portion.
Yep. I haven't actually...
that was a good Whizcane room.
Yep. I actually haven't seen a, one cycle Lenmo in a long time, to be honest. I know it's very consistent to do. I just haven't seen it in a while.
With silvers, at least, not with anything else.
Well,
With
yeah,
anything else, you're at his complete. You're at his complete mercy.
Can you not possibly get consistently get that with Fire Rod?
Nope, because if one of them decides to do a short hop, good luck. Especially if it's the second or third one. And we're gonna see what's in the. Whoa! You couldn't get no Master Sword today. That is not gonna happen.
Wow.
We entered this tower with like nothing, and we left with everything. And just gotta figure out the geometry here. It's usually pretty simple, and PinkKitty made it look as such. PinkKitty is probably so relieved where this Ganons fight ended up.
Yeah, I mean... She went from a very high execution sub 145 to a relatively easy sub 140.
Yeah. This fight shouldn't take very long at all. Moving on to phase 3 already.
Yep.
Didn't get the slashing fast enough. That was weird. It looked like she did, but wow, that was too fast teleports. That was a very fast phase 3. Did you find the arrows in my tower?
We did indeed.
Thanks, Ganon. Oh, free double. Wow, free 2-phase, like only one torchlit. That was the freest, quickest Ganon fight.
Wow. Good game. Good game to PinkKittyRose. Let's see if we can get her in here.
Yeah. They should have the link.
PinkKittyRose. GG.
Hello. So, that went well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Your end game routing from Meyer out worked, or from the decision to go to Meyer, and then everything from there on was very, very clean. And then GT paid out harder than I've ever seen it bail someone out.
I was fully prepared to going in for Master Sword and Silverless. I was just committed to it. It's like, here we go. And then it gives me a mail upgrade, 2 swords, and silvers? Are you kidding? So the seed was actually expecting you to do
PinkKittyRose,
Master Sword
GG.
only Victorious, since Bo was locked behind Fat Fairy. And this would not be an easy seed for a lot of
Yeah.
people.
Wait,
Your
just
end game route in
1 second.
from Meyer
we're
out
just gonna
would-
if you could mute your
from the
stream
decision to go to Meyer,
so that it
and
doesn't.
then everything from there on.
come on,
was
this is-
very, very clean. And then GT paid out.
Okay, I have
harder
muted
than
the
I've
audio
ever
on my
seen
stream.
it.
Okay,
This
we
one
should be
out.
good then.
Sorry about that.
For a little bit, chat's just gonna hear us a lot, unless Fiesel caught that before we did. But yeah, no, that run worked out really well. Basically, from the were you committed to doing the dark room? Is the question I had most in
yeah.
Meyer.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Straight
So,
for it anyways.
Just
Okay.
1 second. We're
The
just
seed just
gonna,
kept
if you
bailing
can
me
mute your
out and
stream
making things easier on me. It
so
felt
that it doesn't,
weird.
Come on, this is.
It's like, here you go, here's the lamp. You don't have to worry about this anymore. No chucking Samaria blocks up and switches today. And then all the stuff in GT, it's just like, fine, I won't show off all the hard stuff. Jeez.
yeah, no, unfortunately, GanonsGoneWild is going back. Is checking like is using his book to check a bunch of things when all he has to do is go to he's just the mushroom away now. The other thing was the boots. The boots bailed you out too, because it removed the 1 in 22. So
yeah, but at the same time, I looked at it and I'm just like, you couldn't have been anywhere else, could you? Of course you were post-go mode. I
Yeah,
like the
so-
boots a lot.
So I don't remember the percentage, but one thing I do know is that it's very rare for progression to be locked behind the pyramid. So, like, not checking pyramid is not wrong. It's so uncommon.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I only did it because I hadn't checked Pyramid Ledge yet, so I figured, I might as well go all the way up to Catfish, see what happens. And I save and quit preemptively, so just in case the mushroom was something bad, I was going to reset and then use that mushroom for pig powder instead. It's like, I had all these plans, and then the bow's just sitting there, and it's just like, oh, I guess I can go mode then. Well, so much for the rest of the Dark World. It was very, very surprising and sudden. I was expecting to have to, like, check all this stuff, and then it just shows up, and it's like, okay, I guess I beasted this scene then.
Hey, well, we're just gonna see. Oh, GanonsGoneWild might be headed the right direction.
You did have a few routing decisions that were a little bit weird, PinkKittyRose. Specifically, you checked 2 items in Meyer and then went immediately to the boss. I guess my question is, if that second item wasn't the lamp, is that something you were planning on doing anyway?
Oh yeah, it's one of those things where it's just like, if I get an item and the big key right away in Meyer, I'll go straight to Vitreous, and hopefully the second item's there, because it lets me skip the rest of the dungeon.
But if it's
Ah,
not,
but
you
it's-
do lose a lot of time.
Not really, because I mean, I only had to do the first room of Meyer again. It's pretty short.
And you gain a lot of time off of essentially knowing for a fact that you need to do big key chest if you need to do big key chest when you're going through it, I would assume.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like, I don't want to do cutscene chest. I will go out of my way to avoid cutscene chest. I hate it. It's so slow. I will check everything else first and leave that thing. I'll come back into Meyer for that thing. I just want to avoid it so bad. This is like the third mirror and mire I've had in the past week.
So normally, how I end one of my questions for these interviews is there anything you would have done differently? And I think the answer is a pretty big no. I can't imagine anything that went wrong for you in this run.
Not fall into Moldorf 1 like 4 times? That would be nice. She was very aggro today.
Well, yeah, but that's execution based. The big question is routing based. Is there anything you would have done differently?
Not this time. I think about the only thing I would have done was one extra check. I got the mirror out of Mire and was so excited that I forgot to walk over and check Checkerboard Cave. Turns out it wasn't needed, but I mean, that could have wasted some time.
Yeah, we did notice that.
I got too excited. It's like, yeah, we're going to swap.
Oh, he got his bow finally, so he's in his go mode. And all he has left is, well, he actually died to Cold Stare, so he will have to go back there and do that as well.
I have never heard anyone in the history of ever say, yes, we're going to Swamp.
What? I was having fun chaining dungeons together. It's just like, oh, I can do this one now, and that one's not boots locked, so I can do this one now, and then this one. It was just all working out so well. That was fun, though. I'm happy with any seed that's sub 140 like that, even if it was basically bootless.
You know, with a 157 clutch rate, it's not too bad. Although Pod was hard to go mode because the queue was in an awful spot, but you know.
And then the vanilla big key on Eastern, so I didn't get to have any fun with go mode dungeons. At least it wasn't Tile Room. It was close. It was very
so
close.
close. So close to Tile Room.
21! Oh, well, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope the audience enjoyed. But for now, I'll leave you guys to it to finish this one off.
Yeah, I was about to say if you had anything else to say about the sea, but you seem to got it all out. So,
yeah.
thank you very much for the show, and good luck in the other matches.
Thank you. I wonder where that other mail upgrade was. Go GanonsGoneWild. Take it down. See you guys later.
Thank you. Have a good night.
If you guys do like what you saw or heard, do feel free to follow the runners. And don't forget, if you want to see more Zelda action, there are 10 channels you should follow. Speed Gaming 1 through 6 right now, and ALTTP Randomizer through up to 4. So those are all the channels you should follow if you want to continue to catch more action. It's going to be this crazy ALTTP-wise for the next 7 weeks. And then honestly about as crazy the week after. It won't be until week 2 of the brackets where it's gonna start to feel like it's slowing down.
Those of you watching on this end who missed out on the other side of the interview because I actually had to mute
the 0 and 2s are going to start
for
dropping
off.
Well, that's because
no,
the second week of the brackets will be when that's the first elimination week.
Right.
It's best of 3s though, so it's 126 people. No. Yes. And all 113 matches. So there's going to be at least 126 matches. And there we go.
Anyway, at this point, it's all just execution. GanonsGoneWild is not going to get any saving graces or any more saving graces, because we know that everything that makes these fights easier is in Ganon's tower.
Yeah, it'll depend on the route he takes, if he goes to Rando Room or not.
If he skips Rando Room, he will, at the very least, very, very likely be doing, Tempered Sword, Silverless, which, depending on how, familiar he is with IMG strats, is not too terribly difficult.
And moving along, we'll be going to Helmasaur now. These two fights actually don't really change much with the equipment we have, which is nice. It's just the jet. Oh, he forgot to grab the big key on the way. That's understandable. You're excited for Go Mode, and you're maybe a little frustrated that your opponent finished so quickly. I know I would be after doing so much. Like Turtle Rock, died to Cold Stare, went to Moth, died there, all this stuff.
Fortunately, the soft lock has been taken out of here.
Yes, because that would have theoretically soft-locked in Key Sanity. I believe that was only an issue in Key Sanity, but also Open wasn't being raced much at that time. So I wasn't paying attention to soft locks in other modes.
Yeah. Key Sanity tournaments do that, I guess.
I mean, whatever the current mode is obviously where the most focus will go. When there's 512 of these 256 of these matches a week, it gets pretty nuts.
Yep. Crazy go nuts. I'm hoping that we have a retro mode tournament soon, because I love that mode and I feel like it doesn't get enough play.
I mean, I don't personally like it myself, but I totally understand why people do. It's just not the mode for me.
No, I understand. Like,
is a wacky, kooky, weird, crazy mode with some pretty interesting differences, but it is not something I'm gonna play.
I understand. Like, I have a mode that's not for me, and it's just one. It's Randomizer. All the other modes I'm great with, but for some reason I just cannot get behind Randomizer.
Retro mode is a mode that turns Zelda 3 into Zelda 1. That's pretty much the gist of it. Minus the fact they really need to program it in any key, because that would really make it cool. And I think there should be an any key in the game as well. But you know, I would play it if you could find an any key, actually.
Let's get into a little bit more
Yeah.
specifics. So essentially the way retro mode works is there's two things. The first thing is arrows cost money instead of you having a stock of arrows. Wooden arrows cost 10, whereas silver arrows cost 50. So you're actually given a incentive to use wooden arrows while you have silver arrows. The second thing is that small keys are not dungeon specific. So you can get a cache of small keys from one dungeon and use them in another. It means that locks are basically impossible, or soft locks are basically impossible, but it also means that not going through certain key doors that you don't need to could save you time, or save you keys. It's really interesting and I really like the mode.
yeah, it's just like personally for me, I am not a fan of many NES games. My love of the NES starts at Final Fantasy, continues to Mega Man, and then stops there. I grew up with a SNES and a Genesis, so I completely missed the Nintendo.
I did too. I like the mode on its own merits, to be honest. Like,
Fair
it's
enough.
not about it being, hey, I've played Zelda 1. I've actually not played Zelda 1. I need to.
Okay, and dodge these fireballs. Okay. Interesting fact, you can despawn those fireballs if you break his helm on the same, like, at the same time that the fireball is out.
Yeah.
And switching to Silver Arrows is the correct play here.
The reason for that is the game is not...
Oh, you're right, he doesn't have silvers yet.
No, it does not.
The game can only render so many
Right, yeah.
things. Okay, taking it a little risky.
I would imagine he's gonna go pick up, probably a potion or two before going into
Possibly.
Cold Stare.
Depends on how it's on. Oh, you're right, for Cold Stare, probably.
I mean, certainly not for Eastern Palace.
Ah! So yeah, for that was actually the most awful version of that chirp I've ever heard. So if people don't know, that chirp is actually just something that happens on every Twitch channel. It's an OBS glitch. It is, just so you know. Sorry for anybody at 3 in the morning who got woken up by that.
Well, now that everyone's awake, we get to watch what is honestly the most fun boss, in my opinion, to do.
Arrows is pretty fun. Oh, wow, he's actually short on arrows. That's pretty weird in Randomizer. You just need to just pump always sort of full of them.
Yeah, that would do it.
Gets his boost before going to ice. He's very happy about that. Unfortunately, the dungeons that he had left over were still very long. He's not so much a new player as he got completely ruined by his route-in.
Yeah. The dip into Turtle Rock probably cost him a good 5 minutes. Not to mention putting off Misery Mire for so long. So I think the easiest way to explain the time difference is that PinkKittyRose was prepared to do Meyer without Lantern, and Meyer had Lantern. So
Yep. And that was the big difference.
Yeah.
Also, Death to Cold Stare is obviously a little bit of loss of time. We actually don't even know if he's anywhere. He could have been just playing this game for the last like 4 to 6 months. Who knows? But I don't recognize him from racing.
Kane was not in Misery Mire. Lantern and Mirror was in Misery Mire. Kane was pretty early, actually. Also, it didn't help that PinkKittyRose had pretty godly execution for the entire game, except for a few falls to Moldorm.
The Moldorm won troll both runners, though, so... Swordless Moldorm is actually trolly. Regular Moldorm is pretty handled. Once you've practiced it enough and you kind of understand how he works.
Yep. But yeah, if this is GanonsGoneWild first, like, foray into Randomizer, he is very, very good at this game, and is going to be someone to watch.
Yeah, and you... In this tournament, you don't need to put up a great time to move on. With 128 people, that's more than was in the... that was more people than were in the other... the last tournament. Its main tournament, at least.
I'm a little confused by this routing through here.
It's probably just whatever he's able to... He's probably also somewhat flustered. But yeah, he didn't actually... Because he's already done this, he could have just walked to the boss. But it's fine. It's actually still slightly... It's faster to do bomb jump than it is to walk there. Just because the doors and the transitions. Drops are pretty fast in this game, actually. If you didn't know.
Oh, right, and Bombos is also in Ganon's Tower.
Oh yeah, so no free fight here. But with the Fire Rod, it's pretty free.
Yeah.
Fire Rod counts as a gold sword for this boss.
Rod of Cold Stare Killing. Plus 10. Super effective against cotton candy.
Oh, he's actually running out of money. That's unfortunate. Green magic will help in he thinks. Turns out he won't need it. Now if he goes left side, this is gonna be good for him.
Yeah, we'll save. Yeah, provided he goes full left side, he will have. He'll both be able to skip the fire torch room, and he'll get all the items he needs, or could possibly want.
We will see. If he goes full right side, which is pretty rare, that would be a little bit of an issue.
If he goes full right side, I think he'll actually gain time. I think he would have wasted more time going left side than he would gain from silvers and gold sword, but I'm not certain about that.
Well, tempered alone. Tempered is a huge time save. Silvers is not as much.
He's going to get tempered. He'll get tempered in the last chest no matter what.
Sure.
The question is the difference between both gold and silvers. Is that going to make up for having to check the 4 chests, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 chests on left side?
Yes. Left side is faster for Rando Room, or is faster for Ice Armos than any other strategy. So the other strats just hit.
It's faster than any other strategy if you skip Rando Room. I think it's closer with Rando Room involved. I think you're thinking about NMG, and that's not necessarily the case if you're actually checking everything.
Well, either way, he is going left, so you will get everything. It's like that doesn't much. It's not too much slower anyway. He will get Rando Room. He will be able to beat the enemies. The thing is about right side is like the double firebar room is actually pretty difficult, so not everybody has strategies for it anyway.
Not that you need strategies with the items that GanonsGoneWild has.
Okay, so you can actually go to the left there and hookshot like all the way down, or most of the way down. Yeah. But he also might be flustered due to the situation. It's pretty brave to get restreamed, especially if you're a new player.
Absolutely. The fact that he's continuing and finishing this is also pretty brave.
I hate that block. I get bodied by it pretty often.
That spike block is not nice.
He is in Go mode, yes.
Yes.
You can't be in GT without being in Go mode, usually. You can be in Go mode, enter in GT, and then leave Go mode. That's a thing. That sounds strange, but well, you get to GT, the big key's on the right side, and you do not have Gain of Samaria. You may as well be in Go mode, but then there's that small chance.
Yeah. I had a scene like that, pretty recently, actually. I was not a happy camper. And GanonsGoneWild just lets out a sigh of relief, probably.
Oh yeah, that room is nice.
It's the therapy room, the everything is fine room. Don't worry about it.
Go use the powder there. Getting an extra heart as well is always nice.
There's
we
the
have
Gomo.
good key. Yeah, we're gonna go up the tower now. He's gonna get gold sword up there.
That's Schrodinger's Go mode. PinkKittyRose.
Oh, he needs to find more arrows.
Oh, wow.
I think there's some arrows in a pot somewhere.
I know there's arrows in the pots, right before getting to the ether path room, there's arrows there. Like you teleport to a pot with arrows and then teleport back.
Yeah.
I can't think of
There
anywhere else.
isn't any in the tower though. And like at this point he's very obviously very tilted. Which is understandable. Well, apparently some pots do have arrows, but not anywhere nearby.
Yeah.
No, the only thing that red mimics are vulnerable to is the silver arrows.
Yeah. Arrows of some kind. Doesn't have to be silver.
At this point, once we don't have access to the race room. Does he check the stun prize yet?
I don't think so. Blue rupee.
If he doesn't find arrows, I hope he tries to kill some enemies. Because normally this tower has a bunch of arrow chests. Most of the arrow and 3 bomb 10 arrow, 3 bomb chests are from GT, actually. GT is filled with a lot of useless items. Okay.
He might honestly be looking up where arrow drops are in Ganon's tower.
Or hard reset him? I don't know where this is going to put him. This hard reset might set him back a really, really far. Or to his death. Might be to his death. No, it looks like he's closing his splits. I think he's done. I'm gonna message him to confirm. Okay, yeah, I'm getting confirmation that he is in fact done. He's too tired. That is understandable.
Does he have any interest in an interview?
Not based on the too tired, then.
Okay. Well, these runners are putting themselves out there to entertain us, entertain you. Do give our runners a follow. They did a fantastic job with the seed they were given. I do want to take this time to give a shout out to our tracker, Wolflink 0370.
Yeah, that's our tracker, and my name is Zelda TV, and D2 Temps was the other man.
Yep, that's me.
And if you did enjoy what you saw from our runners, you can make sure to give them a follow. And again, like I said, don't forget to follow. There are 6 Speed Demon channels that are active right now. Those are the ones that you want to follow, and then ALTTP Randomizer. Plus, there's a 2, a 3, and a 4 on that as well. So since you know how you're on Speed Demon now, and then I say Speed Demon 1 through 4, 6, same deal, but ALTTP Randomizer instead. Thank you very much for your time. Have a wonderful day.
Sleep well, everyone.
sleep well. We got matches early in the morning again, so